Hello friends, welcome back to Home Sense with Nell. So excited you can join me today. Today I just wanted to go ahead and do a little quick May garden update, I guess you'd call it. I have a few new exciting plants in my garden I want to share with you guys. The first are these sunflower plants. They're doing really well, and this is a part shade or part sun location. Planted them on the 3rd, so I'm surprised it's only the 19th. I can't believe this, how much growth there is. Secondly, I have kale. This was actually planted in March, March 7th. And I would expect a little bit more growth, but for some reason, it's kind of coming in kind of slowly. I did see a little bit of damage from those green worms. I think they're called, oh, I forgot. Are they loopers? I don't know. Someone help me out with that in the description box or in the comment box. But yeah, and I decided to try to see if I could stop some of the damage by using these Dollar Tree trash cans. And to be very honest, I think they are working. The leaves are damaged, but they have not been further damaged, if you know what I mean. Here's another kale. And here's one that might pretty much be on its way out. I'm just going to leave it there and see what happens. I'm hoping that it'll bounce back, but I don't know. Doesn't look like it. And here are the mustard greens that I planted from 99 Ranch, Asian Market. They sprouted so quickly, and I really was looking forward to harvesting this crop. But then we had a few days of kind of unusual heat, and so they bolted. So I'm just leaving them like this now, hoping maybe I can harvest some seeds. This is only my 2nd year gardening, so it's actually my 1st year harvesting seeds. But so far I've been able to harvest some cilantro seeds and pretty soon some lettuce seeds. This is a really pretty plant though. And up here I have watermelon. This is the Charleston Gray. This is a first for me. Last year I grew the sugar babies in the garden box, and those were really, really good. But now I'm trying to venture out and grow a larger variety. My son likes watermelon a lot, and so does my husband and one of my kids. So we're kind of a split household on that. I actually like it a little bit more than I ever did, ever since I started growing it myself. Hopefully these will make it. The plant does look pretty healthy though. I know at one point I'm going to have to take these off, but for now they're doing well to protect my plants. So let me jump down. Ooh. And this is the corn that my daughter and I planted on May 4th. And again, today's the 19th, so it's a lot of growth. It's doing really well. I planted 4 and only 3 came up. I'm going to have to refer to the square foot gardening book that I have, but I'm not sure if I can sustain 4 in here or if I might have to remove one. If I do remove one, it'll probably be this one, and then I'll leave these 2. And here's the same thing. I have 4, actually 4 sprouted, but I might remove 2. This one looks pretty healthy, so I would probably take out these 2 if I had to. And again, here's the kale plant that had, this plant actually had a bunch of the little worms on it. As you can see, it kind of, so this one had a lot of damage from those little green worms. And I removed all the worms, I think. And then I sprayed the plant really hard, or really, you know, thoroughly with a hose. I probably will come back and remove all of these damaged leaves because I know we're not going to eat those. Oh, look, there's some, I think that's sun damage. Well, I'll come back and do that later, but I think ever since I started covering it with these things, been doing pretty good. Now let's head over to my containers over here. Oh, wow. Wow, I have one little strawberry. Look at that. It's so exciting. It looks really good. I'm gonna have to pick that later. And there's another one. I don't know about this one, but we'll see. Cover that back up until I get a chance to pick it. And here's my cuckoo melons. These are an experiment for me this year. Many things in my garden are experimental, but I just thought these were so cute when I saw them at, it was either Home Depot or Lowe's, I can't remember. Oh, wrong tag. So this is what they look like. They're also known as Mexican gherkins, cucamelons. They're obviously related to, they are a type of cucumber. Supposedly they taste somewhat lemony, so I can't wait to try them and see. I think they're considered mature after, or when the fruit is grape size, so maybe I might just go ahead and try these today or tomorrow. Look at all these little, oh shoot, I just lost one. These little berries or little fruits, they're so cute. And it's doing really nicely. Look how it's climbing up the trellis. When I first planted it and the leaves were, or the vines were maybe a couple inches tall, I would always try to force them onto the trellis, but you know, all I had to do was really just leave it alone. The plant can figure it out on its own. Hopefully that'll focus better. Okay, on to the zucchini. I see one there. Gosh, that's exciting. And, oh, I see another over there in the corner. And here's the second zucchini plant. This one's doing really well also. Look at that, all that growth. I just can't believe how quickly these grow, how vigorous they are. I mean, I am not an expert gardener, like I said, but these seem to be pretty easy to grow. Uh-oh, I see some evidence of something there. I'm gonna have to come and investigate. Here's my lunchbox pepper. My family and I really like those little lunchbox peppers that you get in the store, but sometimes they're expensive. They can be up to maybe $5.98 a bag. So I figured, hey, why not try to grow them myself? So, looks like we're on our way. This is exciting. And here's my Malabar. I wanted to try to grow this because it's a heat-tolerant spinach-like vegetable. I think it comes from Asia. I couldn't figure out what the heck was eating it. And then one day I caught the culprit. It was a little caterpillar, so I removed him. And hopefully he's okay in his new location. I just moved him to another part of the yard, away from my Malabar leaves. These leaves they're kind of spinach-like, but they're thicker. They are almost like succulent leaves. So I'm assuming that these are going to be a very moisture-filled plant, like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe like a succulent. We'll see. When did I plant that? Malabar, I think I planted it in March also. Can't read it. I'm pretty sure it was March. Okay, and then here's a tomato. My first time growing something other than a cherry tomato. I did see earlier I had a nice sized tomato, but it had a hole in it. This one looks to be in better shape. do see a little bit of leaf curling, and I'm very, well, at least so far, I'm been very stringent about making sure that the plants are getting moisture. So I think it had to deal with the hot heat wave that we had. I'm thinking that's what caused the leaves to curl. But I'll go ahead and see how it does. I'm not going to remove it or anything like that. Still producing fruit and flowers. Next up is my planter box, which you guys have seen many times before. It's kind of a mystery to me why this zucchini here, which was actually planted the exact same day as this zucchini, it's a mystery to me why it's not doing very well. I'm going to try boosting it with a little bit of extra fish fertilizer and maybe some worm castings and see if that helps it at all. But I just can't figure out why this is not having the growth of the others. And I'll show you some others that are doing a lot better than this one. Now this is I don't know if this is romaine, I forgot which variety of lettuce this is, but there was a lettuce plant here that had bolted. And so I decided, rather than pulling it out, I decided to just cut it at the soil level and see what happened. And it is actually growing back. I think that's really cool. Look at that. And here's my poor little collard green. Tacked. I've tried spraying this with neem oil. Maybe I'll have to be a little bit more diligent and do it more often. Because something is definitely coming out here and eating my leaves. And then I also see some sun damage there. So if it gets any hotter, what I'm probably going to do is build a shade. I'll build a shade to cover it during the hottest part of the day, or if someone's home, then they can regulate that for me. But if not, I'll just put it up and keep it up just to see if I can protect this, because I really do like collard greens. And I know they're a cool weather vegetable, but here in Zone 10, I just wanted to give it a shot and see how it would do. This one was actually a gift from a friend of my husband's, and I really want to take care of this, and I don't want to lose this. So I'll see what I can do to save it. And here's the chard. One of my favorite vegetables. I planted quite a bit of it in my other containers because we just want more and more of it. And there's another variety of chard. These are some marigolds that I planted from Dollar Tree seeds, and I'm surprised quite a few of them have germinated, but I haven't seen any flowering. It's like they germinated and they got to a certain height, and then they just kind of stopped. So I don't know if I need to, again, increase my fertilizer or maybe amend the soil a little bit. I don't think water is an issue. And this is my one lettuce that I'm letting it go to seed. I think we finally have some seeds here. Let me see if I can focus on that. Are those seeds in there? Oh my gosh. I dropped them, but I think they were. So now I'm going to have lettuce down here. But yeah, when this dries out, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get hundreds of lettuce seeds that I'll be able to save and replant next season. That's going to be great. Oh my goodness, look at that. I was just talking about the marigolds. Look at that. I think I will have some flowers soon. Wow. I hope you guys can see that. Each plant has a bloom. That's awesome. And then there's a little volunteer lettuce over there. Volunteer lettuce. Here we go. There's the blooms on the marigolds. It's exciting. And then here's some rosemary. That rosemary seems to be really easy to grow. I don't do anything to it. I just stuck it in there and it's just doing great. It's not sun scorched. It's not brittle. It looks great. Oh, and it smells great. I wish you guys could smell that when I touched it. That's nice. Okay, and here's my other little raised bed with the basil. This basil is starting to flower. So earlier today I was out here pinching off the flowers Hoping that'll keep it from bolting. I don't know. I really do like the flavor of basil. It's good. It's good for savory dishes as well as sometimes sweet dishes too, and smoothies. Really good. And there's my green onion patch that's grown from green onion cuttings from scraps that we got at the grocery store. We literally never have to buy green onions anymore. We just come out here and pick whatever we want, and it just regenerates. And here's some strawberry. I believe those are strawberries from last year. Oh my goodness. I wonder if there's room for strawberries and onions here. I'll let those go and see what happens. And here's another cherry tomato. I love cherry tomatoes. They taste so good when they're roasted or sauteed with other ingredients from the garden. Sometimes I like to saute the tomatoes with the chard and a little bit of green onion. It's delicious. Now, I did come and prune this a couple weeks ago, and it's just one stem, but it's kind of growing awkwardly, and I think now it might be too late for me to try to train it towards this trellis. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone. I couldn't figure out a way to get it to secure it to that trellis without bending it really awkwardly and possibly breaking the stem. So I'm just going to leave it and see what it does. If it decides to cascade over, then that's perfectly fine, as long as my dog doesn't get to the tomatoes before I do. Okay, so now let me show you some of the 5-gallon containers that I planted. I made a video not too long ago about starting a container garden from your home without leaving your house. And in that video, I explained that I had purchased these. I actually purchased some from Lowe's and some from Amazon. And these 5-gallon containers are great. They're very sturdy, but not too thick that you can't drill holes in them with your average drill bit. And these are more, let's see, I think these are the black diamond, yeah. These are more black diamond watermelons that I planted in here. These were actually, of course, transplants from the nursery. There are 3 in here. I know I'm going to probably have to thin this out. I don't know if the 1 5-gallon can sustain 3 vines. So probably I'll take the middle one out and just have the 2. My plan is to either have them grow, just to cascade over here and fill this area, or to just have them grow up this raised bed. I don't really want to have to trellis it. I'm trying to avoid doing that because I just only have 1 trellis. So I think it'll be okay if these will just grow over here and then the fruit develops on the ground. That should work, right? We'll see. And next I have my beets. I planted these, I think it was May 3rd. Yep, May 3rd. So it's been 16 days, and I'm definitely seeing the little seedlings emerge. These are another fantastic vegetable. I can't wait for these. I tried to grow some beets last season in my raised bed, and they were just so small. They were, I'd say, like nickel size. So I'm hoping that these will be a little bit better of a crop. Here is the mixed variety lettuce seeds that we planted. These are taking a while to come up. Could be because of the hot temperatures, hotter than normal temperatures. I know that lettuce is a cool weather crop, so my plan was that after these germinate, I would move them to a shadier area. Just experiment to see if that works. But yeah, they're coming up a lot slower than I thought, so let's wait and see what happens with those. And here's the chard container. Nothing emerging yet. You guys let me know if you've grown chard, if it takes longer than usual to sprout, because these were planted April 29th. Hasn't been a month yet, so I guess I'm being impatient, but let me know your experiences with chard. I had success growing it in the raised garden, in the elevated planter bed, but I've never done it in a container before. And here's my spinach, also planted on the 29th. Got a couple of little seedlings. Oh, I got another one. So I have 3, 4. Oh, there's another one. 4, 5. So 5. Hopefully we get some good spinach out of that. And my son just planted today some radishes. This is, I think, his first time actually planting seeds. And I told him to go ahead and label the stick, and he labeled them rad. So our rads will come up soon. They should sprout in about 8 to 10 days. I can't wait for that. And there's my loquat. I'm just going to keep it there and in that pot until it gets bigger. It seems pretty happy. I don't want to disturb it. And then parsley over there in the corner. I try to keep that sheltered because it's part shade. And lastly, I have a little bit of plantings behind my raised beds. Here's some more zucchini. This one was planted on the same day with all the others. So as you can see, the zucchini in the container is growing definitely the best, the fastest. This one is second fastest, and then my slowest one is the one in the raised bed for some reason. And there's another zucchini planted on the same day. Looks like those flowers should be opening up pretty soon. And this is a volunteer tomato. Guys, I couldn't believe I saw this tomato seedling or sprout popping up in one of my raised beds near my basil. But I figured I didn't know if there was enough room in there for both, so I just pulled it out and I stuck it in the dirt here. Wasn't really expecting it to survive, but it is. Look at that. That is wonderful. And then finally I have another lunchbox pepper there. There's actually kind of a big one on there. It's about 2-3 inches long. And that one's protected by one of the waste cans, but I'll have to remove it soon because the pepper's getting kind of tall. So that's all for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed my quick little May garden update. I'm hoping to see a lot of growth within the next 4 weeks or so. Really looking forward to harvesting, especially the beets. And I want to see how my son's radishes do. And just everything. Everything is so exciting when you come out in the garden each day and just see what's new, see what's blooming, see what fruits or vegetables have emerged. It's awesome. So guys, thanks so much for visiting my channel. If you like DIYs, home decor, gardening, all on a budget, please consider subscribing. And I'd love to hear from you.